Hello teachers, parents, and kids. Welcome to Wonder Kids Academy. In today's video, we're going on a chilly, frosty, icy trip all the way to the cold parts of our planet. Brr. Can you guess what we're learning about today? That's right, icebergs. So grab your warm mittens, zip up your jackets, and let's start exploring. Imagine you're at the beach, watching big waves splashing around. Now picture something huge floating in the water. But it's not a boat, not a whale, not even a giant floaty. It's a giant piece of ice. That giant piece of ice is called an iceberg. An iceberg is a massive chunk of ice that floats in the ocean. It's like a floating mountain made of ice. Some icebergs are small, like the size of a car, but others are so big they're taller than tall buildings and wider than a whole neighborhood. Where do icebergs come from? Now you might be thinking, where do these giant ice mountains come from? Great question. Icebergs come from places that are extremely cold, places like Antarctica and the Arctic. These places are mostly covered in thick layers of ice called glaciers. A glacier is like a frozen river made of ice that moves very, very slowly, even slower than a sloth. Over time, the edges of these glaciers crack and break apart. When a big chunk of ice breaks off, it falls into the ocean with a loud crack. This breaking off moment is called calving, just like how a baby cow is called a calf. But this time, it's an ice calf breaking off. Once the ice chunk falls into the ocean, it becomes a floating iceberg. Isn't that cool? Please take a second to like our video. This helps our algorithm so that other boys and girls can see our videos and learn these fun things that you are learning too. Now back to our video. How much of an iceberg can you see? Here's a super fun fact that surprises a lot of people. When you see an iceberg floating in the water, you can only see a tiny part of it. Most of the iceberg, about 90% of it, is actually hiding under the water. So when you see the tip of an iceberg, remember that there's a huge piece hiding underneath. That's why people say, it's just the tip of the iceberg. It means you're only seeing a little bit of something, and there's a lot more you can't see. Icebergs are like sneaky ice ninjas. Different shapes and sizes. Did you know icebergs don't all look the same? Just like clouds in the sky. They come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. Here are some fun iceberg shapes you might see. Tabular iceberg. This one looks like a giant ice table or a floating ice pancake. Flat on the top and wide. Pinnacle iceberg. This one has pointy peaks like a mountain. Blocky iceberg. Big, tall, and wide, like a giant icy block. Dome iceberg. Rounded on top and smooth like a big igloo. Every iceberg is different, and each one looks like its own icy artwork. Are icebergs dangerous? Icebergs look beautiful, but they can also be dangerous. Because so much of an iceberg is hiding under the water, ships might accidentally bump into it if they're not careful. But don't worry, ships today use special tools like radars and maps to stay safe and avoid icebergs. People who study icebergs are called glaciologists, and their job is to track, watch, and learn about these icy giants. Why are icebergs important? Icebergs might seem like just big chunks of ice, but they're actually really important for our planet. Here's why. They bring fresh water. Icebergs are made of frozen fresh water. When they melt, they release clean water into the ocean. They help animals. In places like Antarctica, icebergs create cool spots for animals like penguins and seals to rest and stay safe. They help scientists learn about Earth. Icebergs hold ancient ice, sometimes thousands of years old. Scientists study them to learn about the Earth's past climate. Pretty amazing, right? How long do icebergs last? Icebergs don't last forever. Once they break off from glaciers and float into the warmer parts of the ocean, they slowly start melting. Some icebergs melt quickly, in just a few months. Others last for years. But eventually, every iceberg melts away, and the water returns to the ocean to begin the ice cycle all over again. Fun iceberg facts for kids. Before we wrap up our chilly adventure, here are some super fun facts. The word iceberg comes from the Dutch word Iceberg, which means ice mountain. The biggest iceberg ever recorded was called Iceberg B-15. It was bigger than Jamaica. Some icebergs can glow blue or green because of the way light shines through the ice. Penguins love hanging out near icebergs. Wasn't that an amazing icy adventure? Icebergs are giant, floating pieces of ice with secret parts hiding underwater. They help animals, help scientists, and help keep our planet in balance. So the next time you see a picture of an iceberg, you'll know exactly what it is, a frozen giant with a story to tell. Thank you for watching this Wonder Kids Academy video, and I hope you all have a happy and healthy day. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel for more fun and educational videos designed especially for preschoolers and young kids like you. And see you in our next video. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more interesting videos like this. Please also visit us at www.wonderkidsacademy.info and see more of what we are all about. Thanks again for watching our video.